Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Hemingway Jones live fountain pen show, coming to you from my library, as it often does, almost exclusively on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. So a big warm welcome to the cursive literate, to all of you who join us each Tuesday night in the chat, in the live vibrant chat. It already has over 100 chats. You guys are amazing. And also those of you who listen to the replay that I leave up here on YouTube podcasts. So thank you to all of you for watching. It means a lot. And listening, I suppose. Some folks only listen. So I try to describe things for those that only listen. I think that's very important. So a whole bunch of stuff going on, a whole bunch to share with you tonight. The pens justify the means. That's tonight's topic. And let's start with that a little bit. Why not? I am often criticized for delaying the main topic. So what I thought I'd do is let's talk a little bit about it, and then I will get into some other things, and we'll just mix it all together like a smoothie and see what it's like by the end. So yes, thank you all. I'm really happy to have you here. So what do I mean by the pens justify the means? You might think that I'm saying put it on your credit card. You would be wrong about that because I'm not saying that. One of the major differentiations between my channel and many, if not most, of the other YouTube channels that are pen sort of content, if you will, is that I am very much indifferent as to whether or not you buy a pen. If I review a pen, it's because I found a narrative in it. There was something that I thought was interesting or compelling about it that I really wanted to make the video. It's never about you guys purchasing pens necessarily. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm totally out of the whole, selling mindset. I mean, there are ads that run on my channel. There are sponsored videos coming up, which I really appreciate. I just filmed my first one today. Pretty excited about that. So, it's not like I'm anti selling pens. What I am a little bit critical of is if you're not informed, if you don't know the point of view. So I think it's very important that you know the perspective behind it. And I think you guys know, and I know you've seen it on this channel, a bad review to me is more valuable than a good one. So I love fountain pens. I love inks. I love journals, journaling, writing, travel. These are the things I share with you guys. So when I go product specific, something like a fountain pen, I love them. It has to be kind of bad for me not to like them. I'm becoming more and more indifferent to generic nibs without any kind of post finishing on them, if you will. So Jovo, Schmidt, nibs without someone touching them up, very, very generic and boring to me. Reliable, yes, and sometimes there's other reasons to purchase a pen like that, and I'll speak about one in a few minutes. It's very tempting on one level and not at all on another. We'll get to that. But to me, a critical review is more interesting and more compelling than a glowing one. Now, my reviews, I think, are usually probably more weighted toward the positive because I am generally a positive person. But there's always a few bad things that I find about everything. And occasionally, I cannot get behind a certain pen, and I have to excoriating it. I have to. I I don't enjoy that. I know people put a lot of hard work into this industry, but especially if something's very, very expensive and it's not living up to expectation, it would kill me if you put your hard-earned money out and got something that was a disappointment. So that is not my intention. So my intention is rarely, I always have to give myself an out, right? Rarely to sell pens. I'm not a pen shop. Many YouTube channels are pen shops. So they're selling pens. I am probably, I don't want to say getting away entirely. I actually had a summer full of pen reviews, surprisingly so. But I don't think pen reviews are at the heart of this channel. I think inspiration is. I think journaling for being more balanced and happy is, and insights to writing and living better is the heart of this channel, I think. I could be wrong. Many of us are wrong about our own creative endeavors. Have you ever watched a director's take on his films? Usually you're thinking, he's wrong. That's not at all how it is. So a work of art exists in any level, if I can call this channel a work of art, separate from me. It goes into that postmodern sphere. So, yeah, there is that. So, sometimes what you put out there isn't necessarily how it's perceived. But to me, it's all about inspiration. And really what I'm trying to do is urge each of you to write, to put pen to paper and enjoy yourselves. Okay? So what I do mean by the pens justify the means is that when, let's put it this way. When the value of owning a pen exceeds the excitement of buying it, then the pens justify the means. I think many of us, myself included, get into this rhythm of purchasing a pen every couple weeks, maybe once a month, whatever your own circadian pen purchasing rhythm is, to keep your endorphins at a certain level, to keep that excitement. But you get super excited, you're tracking information, the pen's on its way. Oh boy, I cannot wait to get that pen. But the big question is, you get it. What do you do with it? What do you do with it when you get it? I've had pens. I have one here, the Aurora Optima. Super excited to get this. When I got it, I was disappointed, and it languished in my pen case for a year or two. I forget, at least a year. And then I had the nib worked on, and now it's been the pen of the summer. And the question now is, the narrative for this pen, will it outlast the summer? Will I still be reaching for this in November? Or is this closely identified to the summer? I could see it being either way. It is, after all, sort of an Italian summer in a pen. It looks like the Amalfi Coast. It looks quite orange. It's very Italian, very beautiful. A fantastic writer. So, you have a little Greek key decoration there. It says Italy, in case you weren't sure. Absolutely brilliant, beautiful pen. But will I still love you tomorrow? That is the question. And if I do, then the pens justify the means. Now, I think it already has, because it has been such a dominant part of my summer. So I feel that this one, it does. Take something like my Pilot Custom 743, which I don't have because I left it with my journal in another room. That is too early to see. Right now, I'm enjoying it. I love the purple ink. I love writing with it. I'm amazed I've had it for a few weeks now, and it hasn't false started or railroaded on me once. I find that is very, very rare in a flex nib, and I'm very, very pleased with that. Very, very pleased. So, okay, I'm going to suspend this talk and get back to it because I want to mix stuff in. It's very important. And one of the things I'd really like to mix in is that if you're listening each week and you're watching each week and you haven't subscribed, please do. It means a lot to me, and especially this week. Why? Because I'm right around 49,600 and change. And boy, would I like to get to 50,000. I hate to be that way, but I'm not going to lie. I've been honest up to this point and transparent with all of you. My goal is to get to 100,000. I think it's kind of tough in our niche, but I'd really like to. I think if you're like a pen shop, it's probably a little easier. As a kind of a single producer in our niche kind of stationery, I think it's tough. But I'd like to get to 100,000. 50 would be fantastic. I'm almost at 50. So please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And I need to recognize the super chat. Oh, and thanks for the thumbs up, guys. I see those flying. I appreciate it. 10-pound super chat. Thank you. From Tori Hall. Thank you. Wish I could be in a better time zone to catch these streams more often, but I'm happy to be here tonight. Looking forward to a beautiful Mackie Sour 1911 arriving in the morning. Wow, that is a great pen. First off, thank you so much for staying up. Thank you for the generous super chat. I appreciate it. What time is it over there? Around 2 o'clock in the morning? Wow. So good for you for staying up. Thank you. And good luck with that pen. I hope you don't sleep through its arrival in the morning because you stayed up for my show. But I do appreciate it, and thank you so much for your support. So that would be awesome. Robert Koch celebrating that I'm almost at 50K. Yeah, I can't believe it. You guys remember, I know many of you, Gino for one, many others, Kate, back when I had a few hundred and you guys were here and I was broadcasting into the great void, just wondering, is there anyone out there? Just nod if you can hear me. It was very lonely, and it's much more interesting now. So I appreciate it. I'm really happy to be here. I feel like the quality got better too. If you watch my early stuff, I cringe, but I'm proud of the cringe. I'm always a little cringe. I'll always be a little cringe. I think, and you know what cringe is? The kids say it, right? It's when you're borderline embarrassing yourself sometimes. And I don't know if I actually do that, but I will say sometimes my grasp exceeds my reach, right? I'm aspiring to pull something off. I don't always stick the landing, but I do feel that I've contributed, that I've taken a format and made it something interesting, more interesting, at least for me. Reviews, and I kind of mix them with documentaries, history, and occasionally some clever directing. So that's what I'm trying to do, to keep it interesting and to give you guys something original and new. So thank you for that. Thanks for being here. Okay, I'm going to show you some other pens, and we're going to get back to our topic too. So I'm still carrying the LS, which is kind of a posh vanishing point. I have purple ink in here. I am enjoying it. It's the Luxury Silent. Nice for business meetings if you don't want to create a ruckus. A great writer, a fine nib. It's a fine nib. Very expressive. I love this. It's a little confusing which way to put it in there because it should be nibs up, but sometimes you put it the other way. You think it might push it, nib come out, but it's actually been pretty stable. And then I made a short on this recently. This is the Waterman Charleston, an absolutely brilliant pen. It used to be very affordable, but then some YouTuber out there kept talking it up and the prices went north. I don't know what that guy was thinking. He's always doing that. I should really stock up on pens before I speak about them. But this pen has one interesting thing about it that I really don't understand. And I'll bring it to you, ladies and gentlemen who watch regularly. Waterman Charleston, Art Deco, kind of like a Phileas on I don't want to say on steroids because it's kind of like a Phileas, but of nicer materials. 18 karat gold nib and whatnot. I'm assuming it's resin. I don't even know the material, to be honest. I've had this a long time. But okay, you get a converter from Waterman, fairly heavy duty one, seems fine. Okay, so here's the barrel. And it screws on, but it also unscrews. This is really interesting. The back, nice metal there, it comes off. Then this comes off. And then this comes off and comes apart in 3 pieces. Do you see that? 3 pieces. Look at that. Did I lose a piece? No, they're all right here. Okay? Why? Why? Why does it do this? Why? Why does it do this? I don't know. But let's put it back together. So you put this ring on, center ring, top ring. Is that nice? It's kind of neat, right? Am I doing this right? Yeah. Okay, I'm kind of getting out of order. Then this goes on. This will all just fall apart unless you put this in. That's what screws it all together. Why? I mean, it's interesting to take it apart, but it's not like that bit gets dirty or anything. I really don't know why. I don't know why, but it does. So if you have any theories, let me know in the chats. Let me know in the comments. Nice details on this. See the Waterman logo in those? It's the same one, but it's pretty. Pretty pen. Love it. Okay. This I've been keeping on my desk. A few other pens I've been keeping handy. Lamy 2000's getting a lot of use with me. This has been my grab and go pen right now, especially for any kind of quick travel. I went to New York City. I grab and went with this. Chiro says someone forgot the glue. Yeah, but it screws. That's the thing. You know what I mean? It unscrews. It has a purpose, but I don't know what. Watchman 52. There's the original color, by the way. And then here a bit, and then it's faded. Beautiful pen. I write a lot of letters with this one. This is a letter pen. Okay. All right. So let's talk. Let's talk, shall we? A couple of things. One is this week's video is interesting. I have to look at the title because I always forget. Ah, yes. Which nib makes my writing look better? So I try out a bunch of nibs on a bunch of different pens live. Well, mostly live. Maybe it's live. Well, it's obviously not live. I recorded it, but did I record it live? I don't think I sped it up. Sometimes I speed things up when I write because I write slow and I don't want to bore you guys, but I think I was speaking while I did it, and I only write like a sentence. So I think it's sort of recorded as I do it. But I write with a bunch of different nibs, from extra fine, broad, stubs to flex nibs of a few different sorts. And then at the end, we choose, you and I, which one makes my handwriting look the best. And the results are surprising. they surprise me. It surprised me. It surprised me which one made my handwriting look the best. So that's this week. And then next week are 5 notebooks better than field notes. I think you're going to enjoy that. 5 notebooks better than the field notes. So that's next week. So do catch those. Last week was A Messy Man Makes a Medieval Manuscript. Not many of you watched it. I'm very disappointed. I thought you guys would enjoy that one. I really did. But it goes to show that I don't know what you guys like. But I'll still make videos like that because I enjoyed it. And I need to share these things with you guys because it's what I enjoy. But I did work on it after the video a little bit. So I thought I would show you that as well after I recognize the legendary Brick by Brick, who I met in Washington, D.C. Hello. $15 super chat. Tim, get set ready. The Jazz Age anthem is playing. Are your spats ready to dance to Charleston? Yes. Yes. You know, I said it, and I believe it to be true. If anyone could dance to Charleston, I would put my money on you, my friend. There is nothing you cannot do by sheer force of will, if nothing else. So you are the best. It's a pleasure meeting you. And yes, I'll dance Charleston with you anytime. Anytime. And I used to know the Charleston. The Charleston was one of those dances that when I was a child in the 1970s, they taught us in like phys ed for whatever reasons. I remember it was square dance, Charleston, and the jitterbug. I remember those 3. So there you have it. Thank you. PWME1, $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Raul, thank you. Thank you for rekindling my love of fountain pens and inks. Love your channel. Thank you, Raul. I appreciate it. I am here to provide inspiration. So I'm glad I could inspire you in some way. And thank you so much for the generous support in keeping the lights burning brightly. I appreciate it. So thank you. So I'm going to show you the updates in the video that you guys didn't watch. Not that I'm hurt or anything, mind you. Not that you broke my heart that you didn't watch the video. But what I did do was I should get rid of me. Hold on a second. I kind of refined the edges a little bit since. Do you see that? You see the T, like that part's a little jacked. It's always going to be jacked. But I refined the edges just a little bit. Actually, I could have done a little better. Hold on a second. I do see something. I got my trusty Watchman Charleston right here. Right there. Yes. There we go. Okay. Okay. Here's something else too. So my goal was to do my initial T and not to do the S, but I did the S, but I didn't do it on purpose, which is just kind of shows you that I'm a little wacky sometimes. So what I did was I just sort of made this green viney thing and wrapped it around the T, and it's in the shape of an S. So that's my last initial. So TS, I did do both my initials, but I did it accidentally. So that's typical me. But do you see, can you tell I sort of cleaned it up a little bit from the video that you haven't watched? But if you haven't watched it, I guess I just showed you the end result. But the drama is how I get here, because there was quite a bit of drama. Now these I'm going to erase, these lines, but I'm also going to write on here. And I don't think that every page is going to be like this. But certainly this one is. And then I'm probably going to do some marginalia, like a a giant snail fighting a knight or some such. But there you have it. That's what I did. Pretty, huh? Okay. Kaylee, $5 super chat. How are you? I really enjoyed the manuscript vid. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you watching it. Thank you. And don't worry, I am going to do more. Thanks for the generous support. I say well, I didn't say I wasn't. I just was a little disappointed you guys didn't watch it. But I will do more. You know, for me, I am a messy man. And a messy man did make a medieval manuscript. So it's not clickbait. Messy man delivered on premise. This frame is pretty straight. I'll give me that. I'm not good at things like that. But I seem to have nailed it. I have my mechanical pencil over here too. So I'm very pleased. Hopefully, Nicolo is pleased. Hopefully. So thanks for the super chat and the kind words. David Pearson, $2. Thank you so much. Remembering a talented and classy lady. Dolly Parton, yes. Yeah, I heard that. So Dolly Parton has left the building, which is sad. She was very, very talented, and that's really an understatement, but people miss what a fantastic songwriter she was. Fantastic. Not just Jolene, but like, you know, what's that song? I Will Always Love You. I mean, geez, good stuff. So, really good stuff. Very sad. Okay, so let me show you some more stuff while we're at it. I got my episode. I got my issue of Pen World. And by the way, what a big magazine. Look at the format of this thing. It's big. It would really take up your mailbox. So if you don't get Pen World, this is Pen World. And why does it pertain to us? Because I'm in here. Which is pretty crazy. The lovely and talented David Watts came and interviewed me and took some photos. And I just realized he called me and left a message right before I left for Washington for the DC Pen Show, and I never called him back. So I owe him a call. But look at that. Meet Hemingway Jones. Meet the Jones. I guess I'm on page 20. Nice picture. Here I am in the middle of the action. So if you... Ooh, it smells nice. Ah, it smells like ink. So if you want to catch the article on me and catch up on a lot of pens in here. I'm almost distracted looking at them. Some of these are ones I really like. Those gorgeous. So yeah, Pen World. They sent me a couple of issues. They sent me 3, which is nice. So I can send one to my mom. You know, pretty excited about that. Scott Lasky says, I'm still waiting for that issue. I'm sure it's on its way. They probably sent it to me early so I could promote it. And promote it, I did. So there you have it. I have something else. You remember Craigie, the journals, the pocket journals? Well, they have a full-size journal too, and they sent this to me. And I haven't had a chance to put it through its paces yet. But it's kind of, it's a journal cover and has some card slots, which is nice for ephemera. And then it appears to be the same materials as their pocket journals. And it's fairly robust. I don't know how much this costs, though. I don't know. I have to look it up. So I'll probably do something on this soon, but I need to do some research. I don't know what it costs, but it seems nice enough so far. I didn't write in it yet, but it feels like the identical paper, and that paper is very, very nice. So Fountain Pen Carl, thank you so much. $10 super chat. Thank you. Regarding your video, I haven't yet watched. Famous person said, it's fun to obsess over. Keep obsessing. Thank you. Thanks for watching, but not watching that one. But thank you for your generous support to the channel. It means a lot to me. It really does. So thank you for keeping the lights burning brightly. Very important. Rick Harsh, $5 super chat. Thank you. Just bought now a Pilot Piera Irai medium nib fountain pen. Wow, good job. You have chosen wisely. Very nice. Excellent pen. So I went to the Boston General Store on Saturday, and they have a giant fountain pen on their sign with a bit of ink dripping from the nib. I don't know how to put photos up, or I would show you. I just feel like I'd crash the whole show if I did that. But if you go to my Instagram, it's on my Instagram. So you can see it there. But I did buy something. I didn't buy a lot. I didn't buy hardly anything. But I did buy this little pencil sharpener made out of brass. I really liked it. So there you have it. I don't know how much this was, $5 or $6. But I had to have it. It's tiny. Stationery fascinates me, guys. Fascinates me. Okay, let's talk a little more about the pens justify the means, because I think this concept is important. When the value of the pen exceeds the excitement you had when you bought it, then the pens justify the means. When it has more utility than just taking a spot in your pen case, which is fine, I get it. Sometimes I purchase strategically because I feel like my collection is lacking something I think I'll need or do need, or something I want to make a video out of. But not always. I try not to purchase just for purchasing's sake. And I think the biggest disappointments for me is when I do purchase something and I get very excited about it, but then I put it down and I start to forget about it. I think the pens that are really good are the ones that I sort of can't get out of my mind. I get a little obsessed over. I just really enjoy writing with them. There's a few recently. One is the Pilot Custom 743 with the FA nib. That is smooth. It's beautiful. It's fun to write with. I have beautiful purple ink whose name escapes me. I'm sure you in the comments or the chats could let me know the name of that Pilot purple ink. It's like Marashi Kiki Ku something. I don't remember. But it's great ink. I have it in my vanishing point, my LS as well. So another pen that's been obsessing me is my Pilot Metropolitan, which is silver and houndstooth, and I bought it very specifically for a video that's coming up that I cannot wait to share with you. It's one of those ones that's near and dear to my heart. I think you're going to love it. Does it have a dark academic theme? It may. It may. It could, possibly, maybe not. Not Yamabudo, the other one, the purpley purple, not the pinky purple, but fantastic guess. Oh, here it is. Thank you, name like nobody else. It is Muraski Shakibu. And I'm sure it's not pronounced anything like that, but thank you. At least that's close enough that someone can find it. Okay, John J. Fatamil with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Hi, I just received a solid used Mont Blanc 149. My first, it writes well. Hey, congratulations. this pen will justify the means. Probably will. Does anyone know how to get an affordable MBE 149 vintage nib removal tool? $65 on pen tooling. Ouch. I don't. Ask Shaq. I bet he knows. But congratulations on a fantastic pen. I am impressed with you that you want to pull the nib out. That would be the last thing I would do. I don't like to mess with things. I am a messy boy, a messy man who makes medieval manuscripts and makes a mess of things. So I would have a hard time with that. So let me say that there's a pen out today that really caught my attention. It's an exclusive, and exclusives put up red flags for me. When a pen is an exclusive, that makes me not want to buy it, because I don't like when I kind of have to, because there's fear of missing out and a dwindling supply and a rush for a certain resource, a certain pen. It gives me a little bit of stress. But it is an interesting pen, and I'll give you some of the details. It's only available at Gold Spot. I believe there are 100 of them. It's made by Benu, and it's hand painted, and it's The Wanderer, the Carl David Friedrich painting The Wanderer, who I love. I love his paintings. I love that painting in particular. I did a whole video on that painting on my epic journey to see it last April of 2025, with my family. Maybe it was March or April, in New York City, where we saw that at the Met. And it was brilliant. It was unbelievable seeing the exhibit, that painting in particular. I'd really like that pen, but this is how I think and how I balance things. And I think it's important that I share my obsessions with you. It has a Yovo nib, and it's just kind of boring. It's $280. I think it's worth it for the artistry. Someone painted The Wanderer on it. That's impressive. And it's a great theme. I could make a cool video. I have footage yet of when I went to see the actual painting. I could combine those. But it's limited. It's at Gold Spot, and it's got a Yovo nib. So I'm just not sure. Not sure, really. It does look really pretty, but I'm probably going to sit this one out. But these are the kind of things that I obsess over and I think about. When I buy a pen, and I guess if I bought that one, I'd probably switch it out for one of my custom Yovo nibs, which I have a few. I have one with skulls on it that Yost gave me that are really cool. Never shown on the channel, but I will at some point. It's very, very cool. I want a pen that's going to haunt me, that when I go to journal, I want to write with that pen. That's what I want. And my Pilot Metropolitan, as smooth as any Mont Blanc I own, has been that way for me, even though I gave it to my wife. She loved it, so I gave it to her, and she loves it, which is great. And I gave her one of the Galen leather pen cases too, one of the Knock collaborations. Not the three. The three I kept. I gave her the 6. They're great pen cases. Texas Easy Writer, $50 super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Wow. Yesterday, just picked up a Pilot 823, my first vacuum filler. Hope this pen justifies the mean. Wow, excuse me. I'd be very surprised, my friend, if you don't like it. It's possible some people don't, but to me, that pen is pure perfection. It just doesn't get any better. I think it's one of the ultimate pen selections out there at any price. Thank you so much for the generous super chat. I do appreciate it. And congratulations on an excellent pen. Yeah. In the name of in the words of the Grail Knight, you have chosen wisely. Because a true grail will give you life as sure as the false grail will take life from you. So choose wisely. So, yeah, I think our value proposition changes if a pen just takes up space. After a while, it ends up on the other side of the ledger sheet, right? Where it becomes a liability. Why am I storing this thing? Why am I carrying this thing? I'm going to give it away or I'm going to sell it. I often give pens away. I really should sell some, but it's just more expedient for me to just hand it to someone. But I probably should sell them. But the funny part is that you spend $300 for a pen and then it takes up space and then you sell it. After a while, you're just kind of done. It's kind of sad if the value proposition flips like that. Yeah, it just is. Some pens just become associated with you. I like the idea of having one pen. I did for a while. For a few years, I wrote with nothing but my Montblanc 149, and I only filled it with royal blue ink from Montblanc. It was kind of neat. For like a decade, that's the only ink I put in it. And then I changed it to Yamabudo one day, impulsively, and that was cool. But that pen was a nice writer. I still have it. It is a nice writer. It's not a bad Montblanc. We all know that they're a little dodgy now, but it writes very well, and I liked being associated with it. I like the idea of having one thing. I wear my Rolex mostly. It's kind of my watch. It becomes very identified with me. I love my Cartier too. I wish I had two wrists. I guess I do have two wrists. I could wear it on my other wrist, but that would look a little funny. I would like to wear my Cartier more, but I don't want any more watches, ever, for the rest of my existence. I'm done with watches. I like them, but yeah, I don't need any more. And in fact, some of the ones I have, I would probably sell. Maybe I should. One is Imogen bound. My Seamaster, my Omega Seamaster, the classic one, very thin. I want Imogen to have that. I'm sure she'll get this one day. But when I am no longer using it because I am no longer terrestrial, that's when she'll get this. I could see myself getting another Cartier, a small gold body one, but I like the idea of one, maybe two things. Fountain pens is a little tougher. I get curious, but it would be neat to be known as a one pen sort of fellow. And if I were and someone ascribed one pen to me, it would probably be the Watchman Edson. That's probably my one pen. If you were to say Hemingway Jones, this is his one pen, it would be the Watchman Edson, I would think. Brian Von Disler, $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I'd love to see you do a show about drawing with fountain pens. I could do that. I'm not that great of an artist. That's the problem. I would draw more if I was a better artist. I draw a little, but thank you for the support. Maybe I will. I do have a bunch of ideas. This week, I'm filming a lot of videos. This is a weird week for me, guys. I think this is the first time in the history of the live show that I've done a live show after being off from work. I'm off work this week, and I'm making an effort not to look at my phone. Sadly, I do have to go in the office tomorrow to sign a bunch of legal documents and to meet with the customer. I'm actually looking forward to meeting with the customer. Customer's cool. But I have to sign a bunch of legal docs. That's not much fun, but it needs to be done. So I am going in tomorrow, but briefly. I'll probably be in there for maybe an hour, maybe a little more. But this week I'm off, so I've been recording a bunch of videos, including one that has a commercial integration. First time I've ever done that. It's not that easy, but it's a really good product, so I like it. I believe in it, and it also really helps the channel. So I think it's good. It's good for our growth. So I'm excited about that. And I have a few other ones too. Gary says, what about Hemingway Jones goes doodling? Maybe a messy man doodles. That could happen. Why not? I certainly do doodle a bit. I've been meaning to make kind of a pretty journal. I have plenty of journals here. I'm going to pick one up one of these days and draw in it and put some watercolors and make it nice for you guys. That would be nice. It would be nice. So I think my biggest barrier, guys, more than anything, I was a decent artist when I was young. I've fallen out of practice, but I still have some basic skills. I feel like I could get back, but what I don't have is time. Time is the great thief. I would like more time with imaging, and we do draw together sometime. I think I've shown you some eyeballs I've done, a portrait of Helen and a few things, but I need to devote a lot more time to it, and maybe I'll squeeze it in between the cracks with everything else. But most of what gets squeezed in between the cracks of my life right now is writing scripts. And I've been spending a lot of time this week writing scripts. I started writing a sequel to Romanticize Your Life, and it came out as something else. So I'm going to do it as something else, but I also have pieces for the second part of Romanticizing Your Life. So it's pretty productive this week for the channel. Kevin Landon asks, where would you sell your watch? I'm trying to sell a Switch watch. I don't know. Chrono24, maybe? Probably. Or Instagram. Instagram is very direct. So why not? I do want to remind you that this week's video is which nib makes my handwriting look best, where I take a tour of all the nibs in my collection. I believe I write the same sentence I do, and then I judge which one makes my handwriting look the best. And I am surprised by the results. Shocked, really. Kind of neat. I'm really excited for this one to air. Next week, 5 notebooks better than field notes. And I have some great choices. I can't wait for you to see that one. I've been sitting on that one for a long time. The summer is an experimental time of year for the channel because views are typically down in summer because it's stationary and people aren't thinking about it until you go back to school. Not us. We're thinking about it all the time. But sort of the general audience beyond us. Like, YouTube shows it to us, we watch it, and then it goes out to the people who are more peripheral in the stationary world. They come back in a big way in September. And that's why I've been pushing this one, the 5 notebooks better than field notes, because it's a very, very good video, if you don't mind me saying. Has the history of field notes, a lot of neat animation, and then I pick 5 choices that are respectfully better than field notes, because I love field notes, and I feel bad being too critical, but it does have its shortcomings. So, Brandy Sweeney says, I'd love to see you and Imogen doodle draw together. We do that quite often. Sometimes Imogen will say, what do you want to do? A lot of times she wants to fight. She wants to learn how to fight. I was a Aikido instructor. So I've been teaching her that. It's a skill. She knows, she has judgment. So she knows when to use it, which is almost never. And she knows that. She's a lovely kid. But it's fun, and it's fun for her. But occasionally she'll say, let's draw. And I'm like, sure, what do you want to draw? It's usually like eyeballs or faces or noses or something. So that is very important. David Gray asks, is it the nib or the grip that changes the writing? I think the grip has a lot to do with it. My Mayfair pen has a grip that is so solid and perfect that when I write with it, my handwriting's so much better. I don't know what it is. It's got some kind of magic, that pen. But I do feel that nibs change the quality of your writing. So I feel like the grip will make your movements more disciplined, but the nib will bend the line in surprising and interesting ways. So that, I think, is important. I do indeed. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. 5 notebooks better than field notes. I have some of them up here. You can't see, they're just out of frame. Wow, it's pretty exciting. And then we'll probably do a wrap up in the next live show too on that. Fighting and drawing, a great start in life. Yeah, I mean, I don't, it's like martial arts. It's kind of fighting. It's more like body mechanics. Imogen is very strong and knows how to use leverage. She's very impressive, that kid, in many, many ways. Many ways. So, I took her to the playground today, and I was super happy because someone's little girl was named Lorelei. And I've never heard of Lorelei on the playground. And I was wondering if it was from the Gilmore Girls. I was going to ask them. But then I didn't want to be that guy. I didn't want to be the guy that's like, hey, did you come up with your kid's name from the Gilmore Girls? I am a huge Gilmore Girls fan, by the way. I think it's one of the best shows ever made. And I love Lorelei. So it's really great somebody named their kid that. Parks 95 with the $5 super chat. Learned the way of harmony as a kid and then went to train in my local BJJ later. The wrist locks do translate. It's great for our kids. Agreed. And one of the important things, and thank you so much for the support of the channel, Parks. I appreciate it. So the first thing you learn in Aikido that's very, very important and translatable to your entire life is that the goal of conflict is not to win. It's not to destroy your enemy. It's to restore harmony. So that's the goal in Aikido. Restore harmony. To kind of mend the rift. So essentially, you wrap somebody up into a pretzel and then you talk them down. That's the strategy. So, yeah. Day Darling says, I'm sure you wouldn't be the first one to ask Lorelei if that's where it came from. Do you think? Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. I sometimes think that maybe, no, Gilmore Girls is a big show. I think a lot of people know it. So yes, I agree. I do. So, I guess the future for me this week is the nibs and how they affect my handwriting. I have a couple more videos to make. I'm starting to backfill videos because what I'm posting now is in November and I'm wearing summer clothes and I feel like I need to stop because I'm now too far out. I'm ready to do the fountain pens I'm thankful for, like my Thanksgiving special, and it's still summer. Because I've been so productive lately, I have so many videos in the queue. I'm mid-November right now. So I'm starting to double up videos. So if you've noticed, there's 2 videos that have come out some weeks. Even in summer, which was probably silly. I probably should have saved them for September when everyone's back. But sometimes videos get a second life. It's interesting. One of my videos I made on Nantucket Red pants, which is not my usual au revoir on this channel, but I made it. I'm proud of that video. I love it. And almost no one watched it when it came out, but it's steadily gaining views. There's a lot of videos I have that no one's watched in months, which is a shame. But that's just YouTube and how it works. But then there's others that just keep chugging along. And some accelerate, like Romanticize Your Life. That video, it just really caught on for whatever reason. And I'm really proud of that. There's a lot of new ones like that coming too. So that should be interesting. So I guess we've said it all. I've loved spending this time with you. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. It went incredibly fast. And before you know it, I'll be back again. Big hugs. Thanks for everything. Do catch the new videos. Also catch the old videos. A medieval manuscript. A messy man makes a medieval manuscript. Catch it. It's a fun video. I think you'll enjoy it. And, and the 100-year-old pen. I take it to the Boston Public Library and talk about the library, the pen, journaling, philosophy, all sorts of crazy things. You know me. Catch that one if you haven't seen it too. So, I make new videos every week, as you know, and we have the live show at 8 o'clock on Tuesdays, Boston time. So I can promise you, what can I promise you? You know what I can promise you. We'll see each other further up the road. And until then, take care, much love, and thanks so much, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. It means the world to me. So thank you.